the Templeton Global Climate Change Fund, we've tried to build a product that is very differentiated from many of its peers in the market. We take the traditional value investment style of the Templeton Global Equity Group and apply that to a very growth-driven thematic in climate change investing. The match of those two gives us a fund that sits somewhere in the core category, but looks very different from many of its major peers in climate investing. We think that by being valuation disciplined, we can better avoid many of the expensive companies or being caught out by the hype and hope that is also prevalent in the world of climate investing. And we believe that by taking that approach, ultimately we should provide attractive returns for our clients. Within the fund, the two largest sector exposures are industrials and materials. I like to say that tackling climate change is about changing the things that we make and changing the materials that we make them with. So those two sectors really play a crucial role in decarbonization. In particular, the materials sector is an area where we are very overweight, and we see a number of exciting ideas, particularly because that sector plays into so many different themes. The materials sector sits at the very beginning of the supply chain in almost every supply chain that we can think of in solar or wind or electric vehicles. And often that is the area where we see the greatest bottlenecks. For example, lithium is likely to be a much greater bottleneck to the growth of electric vehicles than, for example, the production of the batteries or the vehicles themselves. So we think this is a really interesting area. There's some great companies that are becoming much more sustainable, and they're playing a crucial role in decarbonization. The US Inflation Reduction Act and the Green Deal in Europe are both relatively new pieces of legislation that should drive a lot of growth for decarbonization technologies over the next few years. In particular, we think the US solar sector is an area that should benefit significantly due to the clauses in the Inflation Reduction Act that not only encourage the installation of new solar, but also benefit local manufacturers of the products within the supply chain. We have a number of companies in the fund that are not only benefiting from that demand growth, but also allow their customers to qualify for some of these domestic content requirements, which help them out from a competitive standpoint while they continue to provide decarbonization technologies. So that's one area that we think is really exciting going forward.
投资一定有风险，基金投资有赚有赔，申购前应详阅公开说明书。